Good morning. This is your sweet Apostle Rosalind Solomon, and today is September 18th, 2022, and I have the prophetic daily word, and it's a good one. Marriage season, marriage time for many people. The Lord want me to warn you of the imposters that the enemy is going to send. They may look like, smell like, act like, just like what the prophet said to you or what God showed you. But before you leap into that unknown water, you need to ask God, Daddy, is this where you want me to swim at? Because if it isn't, you're going to wind up marrying the wrong one and ruining your life, because marriage is 90% of our destiny in Yeshua's name. All right? So remember that. Imposters, they're going to be showing up left and right. And then once you pass the test and you don't accept that imposter, the real one's coming that quick. I see people under this ministry and people who aren't even under this ministry yet, or may never, getting married before December 31st. I even seen people getting married the first 3 to 4 months of 2023, January to April. And then I see marriages all through the year starting in May periodically for people who are following me who aren't married and people who don't follow me who aren't married. I also see renewal in marriage. I see God putting some people back together that was once married. They could be divorced or going through divorce or long separation. God's going to put you back and turn everything around. I see long lost spouses returning because God has dealt with them and cleaned them up. I also see families reuniting, like grandparents that haven't seen their grandchildren and who knows how long. You're going to see them. You haven't seen your kids, for whatever reason, friends, aunts, uncle, mama, daddy. It's not going to happen for everybody as far as this part of the word, but I do see that coming. But back to the original word. Look out for the imposters, because marriage time is here. Between now and the end of next year, so many people are going to get married, and it's going to be people under this ministry giving testimonies about it. In Yeshua's name. Right? So I just came to tell y'all that, and look out for the imposters. Don't jump into the water till you ask God if that's where you should swim or fish at. All right, because the enemy is out to destroy the super. I gave y'all a word a couple of years ago. God was going to keep putting super married couples together, and this is starting, or it has already, and it's starting. Also, for people who are married that's having marital problems, you're still together, but you've been having marital problems. God is going to renew your marriages. It's going to be like you just got married. It may not be for everybody, but it's for enough. God's going to renew things, and God's going to be dealing with a lot of our children, our wayward children we don't see, we don't speak to because they're mad at us or they did us dirty or betrayal, whatever the case may be. God's going to be dealing with them starting this year into next year. So by the end of next year, early 2024, a lot of our children are going to be returning in right standard of the Lord. They're going to be coming back begging for forgiveness, wanting forgiveness, and they're going to be so hungry for God. So don't you be stubborn and prideful. You forgive them, and you help lead them and raise them up in God, in Yeshua's name. Because remember, when we have one foot with God, one foot in the world, we weren't raising our kids right. We weren't raising them right in God, right? So now we right in God, and they not, and they wayward, So part of the reason why they're wayward has a lot to do with us, because we were wayward and we weren't raising them the way we were supposed to. So now we are good, with God, but they don't want to act right. So you want to get mad at them, but we really can't get mad at them. We gotta give them tough love. It's true, but we really can't get mad at them because we 50% of the problem, because we didn't raise them up in God. Now some people did raise their children up in God, and they still went their own way. That's because they have their own will. So you have to remember that you was raised up in God too, and you went your own way too, and you put your parents through it, right? So hey, you gotta let it happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's the word. Be prepared. Marriage time is starting now, y'all. Anybody that's singing, you meet your spouse at any moment now, but the imposter may come. God is working on renewing marriages to make them brand new. Some will get back together, but before you get back together with your old spouse, ex-spouse, or when you separated with, make sure that's what God wants you to do, because this is not for everybody, but it's for enough people, right? So make sure God wants you to go dip in those water, dip your feet in that water again. You know what I'm saying? And catch yourself out there, you know? And I'm also hearing that there's like a lot of witchcraft circling around the earth, you know, trying to alter destinies. You know, a lot of witches is casting spells and doing moon magic, Egyptian magic. There's 8 types of different magic they could do. They're raising altars. You know, they're trying to curse us, but we keep getting blessed. The more they curse, the more we get blessed. You know, and you know, there's a lot of witchcraft out here trying to stop a lot of moves of God, because a lot of great moves of God. Don't think they don't listen to the prophets, because they do. Don't think they don't listen to us, because they do. And they pray against these things. When God gives these words, they're so, you know, they don't fear God at all. And they're crazy not to, but they don't. You know, so when they hear these words, they're going to pray against it, just like the cryptocurrencies and stocks. I'm not a guru nor a financial investor. I'm not giving you advice telling you to hold, sell, or buy. I'm telling you what God said. They've been praying against a lot of these coins, especially the Shiba Inu, the Lunix, you know, all the coins that everybody's been talking about the most. Those are the ones they're praying against, and other ones. You know, this is why a lot of stuff has been delayed. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you be up on that, right? But I got another word for the end of September, and I'll probably do that later today. He gave me a word for about the end of September, so I'll probably do that later today. All right. So remember, your marriage season is here. For those who are not married, look out for the imposter, pass the test, the real one coming. God's renewing marriages that are sour. You know, God is bringing back exes who've been divorced, or they, you know, separated, not living in the same house. He's also renewing marriages where you're in the same house, but you're sleeping in different rooms. Um, he's bringing back the love and attraction in your heart toward your spouse that you may have lost or don't have, you know, because your spouse might have gained weight, or spouse don't look like she used to look, you know, or he don't look like he used to look. You know, you don't spend time with each other. He's even breaking off friendships like marriage people. He's showing me married people who have these friends who are married or single, but you know, they're causing rifts in the marriage because the man going or out to the bar, the woman going out to the bar drinking, or spending too much time with the person gambling. You know, you spending too much time with that friend. God's about to break those friendships off because they're interfering with the marriage. God is a marriage God. You know, and then God he gonna start giving married couple godly, you know, married friends. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're married, you really shouldn't have no single friends. I'm just keeping it real with you. You shouldn't have no single friends. I mean, that's not gonna be good, because your single friend can't understand your married life. You're married. You know what I'm saying? You can't be hanging out with your single friends no more. That'll cause you to stumble, you know? And I know some people that had friends for years, you know, and I'm not saying cut your friends off because they're single. I'm just saying tread softly. Just know what you're doing. All right. So talk to you later. God bless everybody. Shalom.